going to talk about super quick. We'd also be remiss if we didn't talk about this Ruby Rose thing that's going on with Batwoman. So word broke last week that Ruby Rose will no longer be playing the role of Batwoman for the CW show. Of course, this comes from EW. The Australian actress is leaving Batwoman. I lost my place. Losing the Batwoman. Ugh, yikes. All right. The Australian actress is leaving Batwoman in light of this decision. The CW superhero drama will recast the role ahead of the second season, which will hopefully premiere in 2021. She had these comments to say, I think, after this news broke, basically saying, I've made the decision, a very difficult decision to not return as Batwoman next season. This was not a decision I made lightly, as I have the utmost respect for the cast, crew, and everyone involved with the show in Vancouver and in Los Angeles. So the CW is going to recast the show, but now like the big debate is, did she get fired or did she leave on her own accord? There's been conflicting things here and there, but yeah, go ahead.
And I mean, the initial announcement was it was a joint statement between her as well as the CW had issued a statement as well. So what we've found out is that and like more things are coming to light. And I also think she recently did an interview, her like first interview, where she spoke about the topic. But like, let's do a little bit of like backstory here, right? So she was Ruby Rose, who plays Kate Kane, who is Batwoman in the CW series. She was cast as like the first openly gay live action superhero character in television or film, right? So it was a huge announcement. It brought a lot of people to the platform. The first season of Batwoman was very successful. During the filming of the first season, Ruby Rose sustained like a pretty significant back injury, as far as I understand. What it was, I don't exactly know, but it's come to light that she was, for the most part, unhappy with like the production of the show throughout the course of season one. What are the exact things she was unhappy about? I don't know. I don't believe like those like granular details have come out just yet. But it was like a well-known thing on set that she wasn't happy with like how it was being filmed. When the star of the show is not happy, they're generally going to be pretty difficult to work with. So I think someone on the inside of the production team or who was on set, or maybe like another co-star, had spoken to, I believe it may have been like Entertainment Weekly or something like that, basically saying that like she became very, very difficult to work with and people just didn't enjoy working with her. So the decision that she would leave was like a mutual decision. I think CW wasn't interested in bringing her back, so they gave her the option to leave, right? It's like, it's like when you ask someone to tender their resignation, right? I think that's kind of like what happened here. They were just like, hey, we made a decision that we're going to go in a different direction. We'll allow you to tender your resignation and we'll end this relationship amicably. That would be my, if I were to take a wild guess as to what happened, that would be it for me.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much exactly what happened. Obviously, none of us really know for sure. It's all just pure speculation outside of the people who are in the know. But yeah, I think it was like kind of like it's a breakup, it's hey, I don't really like you. You don't really like me anymore. We had fun at the beginning, but now, it's kind of ran its course. Let's head our separate ways. But it is big though, right? Like, not because it's the Batwoman show part of CW, because, well, let's face it, everything CW sucks. Like, let's just be frank. Nobody really gives a shit about, whether it's Batwoman, The Flash. I mean, I guess you have some Flash fans, but even I think The Flash is trash.
Superverse, I think Arrow or Supergirl. I think the show Arrow was pretty shitty from what I've seen.
Yeah. Apparently people enjoyed like the first few seasons of Arrow, but like then thereafter it took a pretty hard nosedive. But in any event, it's not like I really care about like anything like that has to do with the CW, but it is huge in the way that like it's the first time that I can remember that the lead of a superhero show was like recast, you know, like, and how like, because that's a significant thing, right? Like it's the lead. It's not like she was like stunt double number 3. It was like,
Yeah.
she's the person, you know, that's the like all the promotion and all the stuff is about Ruby Rose, and she's the first LGBTQ person to be playing a lead role and the whole rollout. And then all of a sudden to go from that to, it's not going to work out is a pretty fucking significant thing. So I have to think that something happened. Something went very sideways in order for, you know, this to kind of play out the way it has. I'm not really saying I really give a shit either way. I really thought the Batwoman show was probably going to be trash from the start. And, you know, I checked out like a few minutes of an episode and I was like, yeah, no, it's pretty much exactly what I expected. So I'm out.
I watched one entire episode and I was just like, wow, this is shit. It was just not good. So like, to be honest, I think for the CW, like they have the potential to like recover from this, right? They made that first initial big move in casting her, right? Which was like, you know, I think for both for her as well as for the network, it was a pretty significant statement that they were making, right? Or at least that's the way they propped it up to be. So what they have to do now is say, all right, we had a successful season 1. Ruby Rose has departed. Now we have to find someone to play this role who can not only like play the role, who has like, the acting ability, which to be honest, I think that's where Ruby Rose was like lacking a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't watch too much of the show, but from what I understand, at least from some of the commentary online, it was that like her co-stars were, you know, maybe a little bit ahead of her in terms of, you know, just being able to like kind of steal the scene a little bit, you know, whenever they would have scenes together. I couldn't tell you that for myself because like I said, I didn't really like watch the show, but from the part of it that I did watch, I didn't really like, I don't even think even if you had a good actor in there like that would be, and I'm not even saying she's not a good actor. Like I really don't want to feel like I'm like, you know, shitting on Ruby Rose or anything. I think that, you know, sometimes it's just not like some chemistries or some vibes just aren't your thing, right? Like, so for instance, I watch Insecure a lot, right? With Issa Rae. Mm-hmm. I think the character of Molly and then the dude that she's dating right now, we're in the middle of season 4. I don't think they have any chemistry. Separately, I think they're fine actors and actresses, but I don't think they have any chemistry together. Like it looks like cardboard boxes rubbing up against each other whenever they're on this, you know, on the screen together. And I don't know what that is. Maybe it's just a chemistry. Maybe, I don't know. I have no idea. But it's just my opinion that they just don't have that much chemistry. And so, yeah, I don't know, maybe it just wasn't a good fit. Maybe both sides just realized like, oh yeah, like it's just not, this is not working out for either party. So like, let's, you know, let's end the shit while we still can.
Yeah. Well, I mean, luckily, like I said, luckily the CW has an opportunity to like fix it, right? Like if you have an actor who's in the show and things are just not right and the show goes on 3 seasons and then it gets canceled, like that's, you know, that's pretty bad. That's like something wasn't right in the beginning and you tried to like make it work throughout the show and then you realize that it just wasn't working, right? Now they have the opportunity to like start fresh, get somebody else in here, maybe get some new talent in different areas as well, and then continue to produce what could be a better show. So I don't know. We'll see. Best of luck to Ruby Rose. Again, I don't really follow her too well. I'm not a particular like huge fan of hers, but like I think she's someone who's talented and has potential. Going to be interesting to see where she lands. Could be really interesting to see who gets recast in this role. I hope it's someone fucking a lunatic. Like let's get Lindsay Lohan in here.
Well, so what I would think that they're going to do is recast somebody else who's also an LGBTQ person in the role. And so where my mind kind of goes a little bit, but also she might not be, you know, that great for the role is, was it Cara Delevingne or whatever her name is?
Yeah, like I know who.
The acting might still suffer, but
I think that might actually be even worse. And I mean, I think what they're gonna have to do really is bring somebody in who can also like play the role, because this is a live action. Batwoman is a superhero, right? So someone who can, you know, sell the physical prowess of it. Like a Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow, right? You can see that, all right, this, she can fuck you up, right? Like, and I forget what's her name, Mackenzie. I forget what
Davis.
Mackenzie Davis, who played the Terminator in the most recent Terminator movie. She looked the part, right? Great actress, but she can also sell you the action. I think they're gonna have to bring someone in like that. Ruby Rose, she was super skinny. I'm not sure if you've ever like seen her just like regular, like out of costume, super skinny.
Yeah, we've been over this before. I don't have such a problem with that. Like, we had conversations about Robert Pattinson and
skinny Batman.
Him as Batman. I really don't. I really don't give a shit. Like, we're suspending our disbelief enough to accept that somebody's going to be fucking repelling from a fucking, from a 18-story fucking building every single night. I think I can handle somebody who's, maybe a little underweight for whatever, the fighting prowess we'd be expecting from them.
Keep going.
So yeah, with that being said, we are going to move on.